The Biden administration is trying to tell you all that you have it really good. In fact, the president, let me read you a tweet from President Biden's account in the last 43 minutes. Jobs are up, wages are up, home values are up, personal debt is down, and unemployment is down. We have more work to do, but there's no question the economy continues to recover and is in much better shape today than it was a year ago. Pay no attention to the inflation. Your wages may be up, but they are up less than the inflation rate. Therefore, you've actually had a pay cut. If your wage goes up 1% and inflation goes up 6%, your wage has actually gone down 5% because the buying power of your dollar has gone down. You can buy less with your dollar. And that's a problem for the Biden administration. And their solution is the solution that you see in like third world regimes. It's to tell you that you're wrong. It's to gaslight you. During the Trump administration, there were a number of people out there who complained all the time about gaslighting. Now, what is gaslighting? Gaslighting comes from a play, I think in the 1940s. It was a Broadway play or some such, where a husband would turn off a gas flame in a light. And the wife would complain about it going out, and the husband would insist it was still on. He couldn't understand what she was talking about until she would convince herself that the light still, she may not be able to see the flame, but it must still be there. The term coined was gaslighting. And while I don't remember all the details about the play or whatnot, the husband obviously had malicious intent, convincing his wife of otherwise. There's a, if you're a Star Trek person, God help me for going there, there's a very famous Star Trek Next Generation episode where Jean-Luc Picard, the captain of the Enterprise, is captured by the Kardashians, not the Cardassians, not the Kardashians. The Cardassians were an alien species hostile to the Federation, and they captured Jean-Luc Picard. And they would hold him under these 4 lights, and they would try to make him say there were 3. And if he said there were 4 lights, they would beat him to within an inch of his life, and they would do it all over again every day. How many lights are there? And he would say, 4 lights. And they'd beat him up. They wanted to convince him there were only 3 lights. They wanted to break him. They were gaslighting him. You tell someone over and over and over again that something is so when it's not, and you know it's not, and they hope you begin to believe what they're saying. And for 4 years, Donald Trump said and did things that were not so, and the media was saying, he's gaslighting us, he's gaslighting us, that Donald Trump, he's abusing us, he's gaslighting us. The Biden administration is now gaslighting you, and the media is drawing cover for him. The inflation's good for you, don't you know? The inflation is good for you. It's not really affecting you. It's affecting external factors. It's not affecting you, except it is. Beef prices are going up. Turkey prices are going up. This is going to be the most expensive Thanksgiving on record because of food prices. Your wages are not keeping up with prices. And what is their solution? It's to tell you it's no big deal. It's to tell you it's good for you. It's to tell you it's not really happening. That's not really a solution. They are gaslighting you. And the reason that they're gaslighting you is because they have no other solution. They're preparing to dump trillions of dollars into the U.S. economy. That's going to cause inflation. If you will recall, during the yesterday's show, I played for you a piece of 1933 era propaganda, MGM, on how Franklin Roosevelt wanted to solve the Depression. The Depression came about. A depression is different from an inflationary event in that prices fall. So instead of having inflation, you have deflation. And it causes all sorts of other problems in the economy. And the problem there is that so many people lost their jobs that they had no take-home pay. And so even though $1 could buy you way more than $1 normally could because prices had gone down so much, the take-home wage had fallen even worse. So what they insisted, what the Franklin Roosevelt administration decided to do was to dump a ton of money into the economy. When you pour money into the economy, it causes inflation. And the Franklin Roosevelt administration decided that we need to cause inflation. We need to put more money into the economy as quickly as we can to cause inflation to get us out of this deflationary event. They were putting in $3 billion. In the 1930s, $3 billion was a ton of money. Now it's a blip in the federal budget. Our federal government today wants to put $3 trillion in, which is like the New Deal. And by the way, the New Deal failed. They had to have a second New Deal because the first one didn't go as planned. But what happened was, yes, we did start getting inflation, and we will get inflation now. Now, here's the problem. We already have inflation, and in fact, it's accelerating. The prices of beef are a big red flag here. They are starting to go up in a hyperinflationary event. They are rapidly heading towards double-digit increases month over month in price. That's hyperinflation. And the Biden administration's solution is to dump even more money into the economy and tell you that it's good for you and you'll thank him later. The problem for the Biden administration is voters have caught on to it. They've seen what happened in Virginia, the Democrats have, and they're panicked about it, and they have no way out of it. They have bought into, emotionally, fundamentally, intellectually, that they must do this. They can't walk back from the precipice. They've bought into it. They're going to do it unless Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema stop them. And what's going to happen is it will make matters even worse. But they've convinced themselves that it'll actually make it better.